Nothing. So I got in the,
like little baby was like, how you know that? Like, I'll ask him a question. Like, how'd you even know that? Like, because we're researching,
Right.
Because we're digging in deeper than most other people. And, you got to dig and you got to find all those things. And then you have to be brave enough to ask those questions to someone, knowing that they might get pissed off, knowing they might walk out, knowing they might fight you over that question.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing, cause I'm in the room with the person maybe half the time. Half the time we're doing it remotely, half the time we're in the room together.
Salute, wrestling friends, and welcome to Goodbread Wrestling Channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today we're going to double down and we're going to talk about this Booker T versus Swerve Strickland story and how Vlad, he be culture vulturing, guys. I'm not even going to hold y'all. So check out this intro, and when we come back, we're going to discuss what culture vulturing is. We're going to see some of the times that Vlad got caught up in his interviews, and we're going to just go over and learn a little bit more about who is this Vlad guy. And we're going to also show the proof that he got, because he got proof. He got text messages. So check out the intro. We'll be right back. So guys, as per wrestling headlines, DJ Vlad of VladTv calls Booker T a liar and reveals screenshots of past DMs to prove it. DJ Vlad keeps receipts of everything. The owner of the wildly successful VladTv surfaced on social media on Tuesday to respond to recent comments made by WWE Hall of Fame legend and WWE NXT color commentator Booker T, calling him a liar and sharing screenshots to prove it. Things got started when Booker T spoke about turning down an offer to be on VladTv during his latest installment of his Hall of Fame podcast.
I don't like I said, I was at an event this weekend. I was at an event this weekend in Richmond, Virginia, and lo and behold, who was at the same event with me, actually as a part of the same party. And it was literally the first person I run into the morning of the event. And just like Swerve Strickland said, me having the energy when Vince McMahon said the N-word, I rest assured I had the energy when I saw him, because I approached Swerve Strickland and I had a conversation with Swerve Strickland. Let's talk about the conversation in depth as far as what I told Swerve Strickland. I had an offer to be on VladTv before as well, and I turned it down. And they called me back and they offered me money to go on VladTv, and I turned it down because I was not going to go on VladTv and be exploited. I wasn't going to go on, on VladTv and him make me look like a fool in front of the world. I was not going to do that, and I wasn't going to go on VladTv and say anything negative towards any black man that's ever been in this business, because I know how hard it is for all of them. I've been the first one to say any brother getting his bag, I'm all in. 100%. But I told Swerve Strickland to his face how disappointed I am in him as a young brother, because all I did for Swerve Strickland ever was put him over and put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there that ever did it. He deserved being the AEW champion. And for him to say something like that about me, I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. Okay, you may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T, because I handled racial issues head first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland perhaps would not even be here if it wasn't for me. I have to apologize for nothing that I've done in this business, because I've gone out there and literally represented in the ring, out of the ring, from day one all the way to this day in 2025. Okay, you speak on Vince McMahon and him saying the N-word. You want me to be angry black man in the company. You want me to not open doors and make spaces for people like you. That's what you want me to do. Swerve Strickland, I hope you're never going to be in the movies. I hope you're never going to be on a movie set, Because you might hear somebody say the N-word. And if you got a problem with it, they're going to tell your ass to get the hell out of here. Because this is a movie, all right? And I'm upset. I'm upset because, more importantly, I'm disappointed at Swerve Strickland. Because what I told him, and I'll repeat it, just like I repeated it to him, you got played. You got played, bro. You got played. You let that man play you and pit you against me and me against you. I don't know how many stories you ever heard about that on VladTv, but it's many of them. It's many stories out there about the black man against the black man because Vlad is pitting them against each other. I don't know how many people you heard that's got locked up from the federal perspective about going on VladTv. I don't know what the hell you doing on VladTv, first of all. What have you done to be on VladTv, okay? That's just my opinion on that. And as far as Swerve Strickland, just like I say, and me having the energy, the veracity, I got all that. Because I'm still 6'3" tall, 230 pounds of romping, stomping, grave, damn, digging, destruction, Jack. And we got to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
In response to Booker T, DJ Vlad hopped on X and shared screenshots of their past direct message on X to set up their sit-down interview for VladTv, even claiming that Booker T showed up to his studios and that the interview only never happened because DJ Vlad was running late. Booker T is lying, DJ Vlad wrote. Booker T was excited to do VladTv and was at the studio with our cameraman. The VladTv founder and owner continued, I ran late that day, which is why the interview never happened. Here is the DMs of the conversation in 2020. Check out the DMs between DJ Vlad and Booker T via the post below. So as you see, guys, Vlad posted this screenshot. Not these, but this screenshot. And he said, Booker T is a liar. Booker T is excited to do VladTv and was at the studio with our cameraman. I ran late that day, which is why the interview never happened. Here's the DMs of the conversation in 2020. And you see it. Interested in interviewing, this is Vlad. Vlad is the blue, guys. Interested in interviewing for the VladTv, we recently did Mark Henry. Hey, what's up, bro? This is Booker T replying back 20 minutes later. Hey, what up, bro? I'm definitely interested. What's all would you want to cover? I'm based in Houston, so we would do it over Zoom or something. Then you can see Vlad hit him back at 3:30, well, 4 o'clock actually. And he said, interested in covering your career like I do in most of my interviews. We have a cameraman in Houston, so we can do it remotely that way. We can go to your location or book a studio. And that's it. That's all Vlad posted. It's not like Vlad posted anything other than this conversation right here that they had. And it don't show that Booker T did the interview. It don't show Booker T turned down the interview. But if you don't have an interview to produce, then oddly enough, Booker T is not lying. He did not go, because who's to say right after Booker T touched bases with you and had this interview in process that somebody ain't tap him on the shoulder and gave him a boatload of information about you. VladTv, we know about you. A lot of people know about you, and you guys stay tuned, because I'm going to definitely open it up and we're going to get to learn who VladTv is, because this was a slick move right here, and Vlad is known for this. You're going to notice a pattern. This is how Vlad start trouble. Vlad loved to start trouble. He is a messy individual, guys. Told you guys, I found it very suspicious that DJ Vlad did not show the rest of those texts. And he said he had text messages, but he didn't show but one text message. So Booker T followed up and he posted his text messages. So as you see here, Vlad was hitting him up, being thirsty, Let me know if you still want to do the interview. We hit your guys a few times, but haven't gotten a response. Then September 22nd, he hit him back. Let's do a call. I want to make this right. Then he hit him back January 7th. That was September. Then January 7th, he hit him. Let's do the interview. Perfect time with the song blowing up. And then Booker responded on January 8th. No thanks, buddy. You won't clout chase over here. He ain't put all of that. But by then, you could tell Booker T did his research and he found out some things that he didn't know when he first offered to do the interview. Because if you ask me, Booker T was just following Mark Henry, but he didn't know until he found out. Okay, fam, I'm disappointed, but I was late for the interview, so I understand. Congrats on the massive success of the new song. I'm still a fan. Take care. But you know that Vlad was salty right here. You could already know. If you know Vlad, when you turn down Vlad, he gets salty. You saw what happened recently with him and Marlon Wayans. Then look, Booker T was absolutely spot on right. On January 9th, he hit him back the next day and he said, what if we pay you an appearance fee? Boom. Boom. So if anybody, because you know, a lot of people don't like Booker T for whatever reason. You know, a lot of old school folks don't like, a lot of new school folks don't like the old school guys. So they be looking for anything to jump on these guys' back. But you got to clear Booker T. He ain't lie. He ain't lie. And anyway, let's get to it. Let's get straight to it, guys.
Vlad is originally from Kyiv, Ukraine, which back then was a part of the Soviet Union. At the young age of 4, Vlad would move to the United States with his family and bounce around a bit before settling in the Bay Area of California. Growing up in the Bay Area in the 1980s is where Vlad would end up falling in love with hip-hop at. He would attend Oregon High School in San Mateo, California, and after graduating, go on to attend UC Berkeley. While at Berkeley, Vlad started beat making and producing music, while also learning how to DJ a bit on the side. After graduating from Berkeley with a degree in computer science, Vlad would get a job making 6 figures with a major tech company. Not too long after, he would start his own .com and staffing company named Gigastaff. In 2000, Vlad closed down Gigastaff and turned his attention towards rap music and the hip-hop culture. Feeling he wasn't that good of a producer, Vlad would end up focusing solely on DJing. The decision was for the better, as DJ Vlad was born, and after a few mixtape releases, more doors started to open in the hip-hop industry for him. In 2002, Vlad would move to New York to pursue a career as a mixtape DJ. It is during this time that his name and popularity would start to grow in hip-hop circles. While living in New York, Vlad would help create Rap Phenomenon along with DJ Dirty Harry. The Rap Phenomenon mixtapes went on to sell thousands of copies and won awards from Rolling Stone, MTV, and XXL magazine. During this time, Vlad started to make a decent living for himself. He bought a condo in New Jersey and a BMW X3 to get back and forth into the city whenever he needed to. He would transition from mixtapes to DVDs during this time, but by 2007-2008, law enforcement would crack down on the CD and DVD game, forcing a lot of mom and pop stores out of business, and just like that, the DVD game was over. So once again, Vlad was forced to transition into another lane in hip-hop, or else be on the outside looking in. His next move was documentaries, and after releasing Ghost Ride the Whip about the Bay Area hyphy movement, but not making much money in the process, Vlad decided to set his sights on YouTube, which had just started his YouTube partnership program. Vlad saw the YouTube vision early on and believed in it. He started a VladTv website and YouTube channel where he would conduct interviews of people related to hip-hop or the streets. Eventually, VladTv took off to where it's one of the biggest hip-hop related platforms on the internet as of today. Now, just for the record, it hasn't always been smooth sailing for Vlad and VladTv over the years. First was the situation with Rick Ross, where Vlad was allegedly assaulted by the rapper's entourage after he covered a story on Rick Ross' former career as a corrections officer. Vlad filed a $4 million lawsuit, and in April of 2010, a New York federal jury awarded him $300,000, finding Rick Ross liable for setting Vlad up for the attack at the Ozone Awards in Houston, Texas. Since then, VladTv has released numerous classic interviews like Soulja Boy, Nicki Minaj, and Charlamagne. But over the last couple years, Vlad himself has also been accused of being a Fed after accusations spread about AR-Ab and Casanova being federally indicted behind things they spoke about in their interviews with VladTv. Vlad would address the accusations numerous times during interviews and say that he didn't have nothing to do with either of their
Now,
arrests.
of course, I'm going to leave it up for y'all to decide on that, if he had anything to do with that or not. But I find it very, very suspicious. But guys, if you do happen to go on VladTv, this is how you're supposed to handle yourself. This was an excellent example of how you answer an interrogation, because this wasn't an interview. VladTv, DJ Vlad is not an interviewer. He's an interrogator. So check this out right here. Perfect example.
DJ Vlad has long been accused of being a snitch, as evident by the number of guests who appeared on his shows and ended up getting arrested by the FBI not long after. Another rapper who could have fallen victim to this is Pee Wee Longway. During his appearance on the show in 2017, he sat down with Vlad to discuss how he got into the business.
I mean, you've been putting in some work.
Trying my best, man. You know, I ain't gonna let up no time soon.
And you know, when I listen to your songs, it's like you sound like someone that's been rapping for a long time. Like it doesn't sound like you just jumped into it and you just bullshit. It sounds like you really have been taking it seriously for a while.
I mean, I have been putting my all into it since people started taking a liking into it. But you know, I did just start. You know what I'm saying? I am fresh to it.
I mean, you've been what, 4 or 5 years rapping?
Yeah. Strong.
Sounds like it's been longer, man. Congrats.
That crazy, huh?
I mean, some people just naturally take to it.
I guess I'm one of them, my boy.
But once Vlad questioned him about his street affiliations and past activity, he expertly sidestepped every one of the questions.
So what was it like growing up in Zone 3 as a kid?
I mean, I want to say like every other average man, man. You know what I mean? It wasn't always good, it wasn't always bad. We just took it with each other and ran with it.
Okay.
Toes around the questions like a boss. And you can tell he definitely did his homework and prepared for this interview.
I was watching a Noisy special with you, with Vice. And there was one part in particular that everyone was talking about. And that was when you came out the car and a pint of lean broke on a cop's shoes.
Now, what the hell you got going on? We on VladTv, man. We talking about Vlad, man. Next time I ride around with you, man, I'm seeing now that one pop out the car when I'm jump out the car with you, man.
Well, you even wrote a song about it.
I did, guys.
I think you did.
What song that was?
It was on Mr. Blue Benjamin. You said busting a whole pint on their feet.
Lyric.
Maybe?
Nah, maybe not, man. We don't know how that shit go. You know, it probably happened.
Maybe not. I like it.
Maybe he did.
I like it. Yeah, maybe that white dude that was interviewing y'all.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Maybe the cop, it was his lean and he just dropped it while he was drinking it.
That was butter shit.
Who the knows, man? It can really go a lot of different directions because you don't actually see the bottle in the video.
You just hear, blah, damn.
You just hear a crash. You hear a crash. So technically, it probably wasn't yours.
Yeah, what name?
It was not. Okay, I see. Well, I'm glad you cleared it up, man, because I think Noisy trying to paint a bad picture of you.
Yeah, man, that date, it wedding name. I don't know who it is. Question mark, who bottle is it?
Whose bottle was it? Now,
to all these young rappers taking Vlad's checks to go on the show, take note, because this was a masterclass in avoiding self-incrimination.
Now, are you the founder of MPA?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and MPA stands for?
What it stand for? MPA.
All right. Well, I'm gonna butt in here because you've already addressed this before. You know, you had it on your wall in this one interview. It stands for money, pounds, and ammunition.
Power.
Money, pounds, and ammunition.
Power, man. You gotta have
money, power. Money, power, and ammunition.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So money, power, and ammunition. I like it.
It is what it is. They talk about the music thing.
Like, how many people are in MPA?
It's a lot of them, man. It's more than 10.
You break them down?
It's a lot of us, man. It's a lot, man. I don't want a piece of mind. It's a lot.
Okay.
Booker T's podcast, he had quite to say about this whole situation, about Swerve Strickland here.
Who I am as a black man and having to go through this life and deal with racism. Bro, you better get the hell out of my face. I've never kissed ass. No one could ever put that statement on me. You know what I mean? And for him, you don't know me. You don't know me that well to speak on me like that. And I just want to get that across to him and anybody else that think that way. You know what I mean? Because there again, him and I shouldn't be going back and forth at each other. And he shouldn't let someone put him and I back because he got a problem with the company. That's a statement right there. You just stepping into, that's a landmine. You just falling off for no reason. You're making noise for no reason. You know, because like I said, I know I've opened doors for, people like Swerve Strickland. Just like that statement I said about him. I didn't have to say that. Why did I say it? I said it because I thought the guy was a damn good wrestler. But I don't have the book. But one thing I do know, cream rise to the top. If you're good as you think you are, throw everything in. I know that's what I did. All right. I could have sit on a contract when I came from WCW and made big money. But I say, no, I'm going to gamble on myself and go in, head first and see exactly how good I am. And the thing is, we talk about, I hear people like Swerve Strickland talk about, it's not a lot of black representation on the PLEs these days. Well, damn it, I didn't have to worry about that in my day. I was on all of them. I was on all the pay-per-views. All right? I was main eventing some of them as well. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about as far as that goes. Maybe it's a drop-off, as far as talent. Maybe guys need to work up to my level, okay? And really, really think about putting themselves in a position and say, hey, man, let's forget about, this black thing, and let's throw it all in and see how good we are. Let's do it the way I did it. All right? We ain't got to start nothing on social media or anything like that. Let's just see how good we are. Because I could have sank, all the way to the bottom in the WWE, just like so many others did. So many of them.
Well, I mean,
and more importantly, most of those guys were white guys. I'm just saying, it was about how talented, I was, and as far as he is, it's about how talented he is. It's about how talented every other black person that get what they get in this business. Don't just throw a tag on them because they're black. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And for him to speak on something like that and make it about that because he had a bad experience, bro.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.